I started my Shopify print-on-demand store almost 1 year ago, and today I'm breaking down how much I've actually made since starting it. Now, I've been in the print-on-demand space for well over 4 years now, and I've made hundreds, if not thousands, of mistakes along the way. So these results are definitely not from a beginner who is just starting out, but from somebody who is an expert and has been in this space. That doesn't mean that these results aren't achievable for a beginner. But if you're looking to get these kind of results, you need to work hard as well as follow along with mine and my husband's, Chris Heckman's, free 21-hour course that takes you step by step through our proven blueprint that we have followed time and time again to get 8 different print-on-demand stores to over $1 million in revenue in their first year alone. But we'll talk about that more down the line. If you clicked on this video, then you are interested in the money, the moolah, the cold hard cash. And to better understand this, we need to discuss a few terms that you're going to see in this video. That first term is revenue. Revenue is all the money that my company makes from selling its products or services. So this is just the money that all comes in. This isn't including any kind of costs. Now, profit is what's left after the company had its expenses, including debts, including costs of running the business, employees, etc. Basically, is a big math problem. You subtract all the things that you can think of out of the business, and any money that's left over is considered your profit. So when people say they made millions of dollars in print on demand and on Shopify and all of these drop shipping things, make sure they're actually talking about their profit and not just talking about their revenue, because a lot of times you could be running a multi-million-dollar business that maybe does 1%, 2%. Make sure you're checking those facts and knowing if this person actually is making millions of dollars every year, doing what they're saying they're doing, or is that just the revenue that is coming through their business, which is still impressive. But I think it's important to know and important to clarify, especially watching other people's tutorial videos and things like that. So to start, we're going to go through my Shopify dashboard and you'll see the total revenue that the store has done each month. So remember, this is not my take home or the amount of money that is in my bank account. This simply gives us our big number for the overall brand that we will then deduct all of our expenses from. And I'll share all of those expenses with you. So we'll end up keeping a tally for each of the months that I'm going to show you, and we'll add all the revenue up right here for you. So let's go through what my brand did. So we actually started this store last July. We started on July 1st, and now it's June of 2024. So we are almost at the 1 year mark, which is really exciting. But that first month that we were running this store, we did a total of $31,747.53, as you can see right here. In August, we did $53,821.01. September, we did $100,907.98, which was great. It was our first 100K month, which was amazing that we were able to do that just within 3 months. And also, to be fair, we started this store at a really good time because it was like going into Q4. And again, Q4 is when you're going to see probably like the most sales and hopefully get the most profit during those times. October, we did $141,855.97. November, we did $151,445.33. And you gotta love December. December, we did $160,390.73. So gotta love December, gotta love Black Friday. Our sales always do really well around the holidays. Now come January. January is a little bit different. Sales take a huge plummet typically after the holidays, which is normal and expected. So our total sales for January was $91,218.62. In February, we did $99,514.41. So again, kind of creeping around that 100K month, starting to get some traction. In March, we did $83,065.98. April, we did $69,597.40. In May, we did $86,985.94. And so you may be asking, like, why has our revenue kind of stayed the same? And honestly, like I've said in a lot of other videos, I have not been doing the rinse and repeat of making new designs, getting them into ads, and looking at the analytics and just like continuing that, which, you know, I put that on myself. It's something that I need to improve on. And, these numbers, I can definitely get them up, and I plan on getting them up over the next 6 months. I have a lot of things planned for this brand, and I plan on sharing them right here with all of you. After tallying up all those wonderful numbers, we now have our total revenue for the last 10 months of running this store. And that number is $1,070,550.90, which is amazing. This is truly insane. Chris and I are so happy that this is now our 8th brand that we have taken from 0 sales all the way to $1 million in revenue during the first 12 months, because this just shows that our blueprint, it works. I know we've been at it for a long time. Chris has been doing this for 8 years. I've been doing this for the past 4, but this just shows that we've just adapted our blueprint and it absolutely still works. And this is why we are pushing our free course out to everybody, because this is absolutely attainable. If you're willing to go through the course step by step and you're willing to work hard and really learn how to do this, you absolutely can get numbers like this. I don't think there is luck in this, as many people I think have in their mind. They're like, oh, well, they're just lucky. Oh, well, they just picked the right niche. Oh, well, they'll make up excuses to not attain these kinds of numbers. And we're just trying to break the barriers down. Print on demand is already breaking barriers down for people, because you don't need the capital to really and truly start this business. You don't need hundreds and thousands of dollars to pour into a business to grow it. A lot of your upfront costs are super, super low with print on demand. And we're also just trying to break the barrier of people having access to this kind of information. There are so many videos out there of people trying to say that print on demand doesn't work. You can't sell print on demand t-shirts anymore. They don't sell, like Etsy's broken, Shopify's broken, Facebook ads don't work. It's so much fluff, because that's what gets clicks. That's what makes people watch it. But we're trying to get people to click on something that they can use to absolutely change the trajectory of their life and take them to heights that they never thought were possible. So I highly, highly encourage you to check out our free 21-hour course so that you can see all of our success that we've had. This is our 8th brand that we've done this with, which is just amazing. So let's get into these costs so that you have a better idea for how much running a store that does this kind of revenue, how much you're actually going to make in profit at the end of the day. So our largest cost is going to be cost of goods. So this is technically like the t-shirts that we're selling or the invoices that we're getting from Printify. So our cost of goods for the last 10 months, we paid Printify $476,159.53. Cost of goods is always our largest expense, and that came to 44% of our total revenue went to our cost of goods. The next expense that I went and took a look at was actually our Shopify fees. So when you use platforms like Shopify, even Etsy, they will charge you fees. That's how these websites actually make their money, typically off of like the credit card processing. So you have Shopify fees. We paid a total of $30,688.71 in Shopify fees over the last 10 months, which made up roughly 3% of our overall revenue. Then we have our PayPal fees, because we also use PayPal as a way to pay on our site. So we paid PayPal $12,512.81, roughly 1% of our overall revenue. And then that leads us into our 2 next biggest expenses, which comes to advertising. So our advertising is with Google as well as Facebook. So our ad spend with Google was $8,999.47, which made up 0.8% of our overall revenue. And then we have our Facebook ad spend, and this is the majority of our ad spend. So overall, with Facebook ad spend, we spent $357,844.99, or 33% total of that overall revenue, which sounds like a lot, but honestly, if we weren't doing that advertising, we wouldn't be getting the traffic to our site. There's other ways for you to get traffic to your site. Facebook ads is it's what works for us, and that's what we stick with. Definitely looking to expand that over the next few months, so I may have some new advertising to report back for you. But the last and total expense is our overhead. So our overhead includes apps, subscriptions, even employees that we pay to help with customer service, as well as just kind of getting designs up on the site. They do a lot of the back end work so that I don't have to personally put all of my time into the business. And so for that total came out to being $31,466.06, or a total of 3% of our overall revenue for that overhead. So if we subtract all of the numbers that I just went through, if we deduct them all out from the revenue, that's going to leave us with our overall profit that we have pocketed and made from running this brand. So if we deduct out all of these expenses from our revenue, we are then left with our bottom line, or our profit. So our profit for running this store is $152,879.33, or a 14.2% profit margin, which overall is pretty decent. I always aim to be at least a 10% margin. I'd love to be closer to a 20%, but I'll take 14.2% margin for almost the last year of running this store, which is pretty impressive. So if this number sounds pretty good to you, then you definitely want to check out our free 21-hour course so that you can start making profits just like this. I've actually linked both the YouTube video as well as our school community down below in the description, where you can get access to the free 21-hour course. Again, guys, we didn't skimp on anything. We didn't gatekeep. Everything is for you to use and really just help you start your journey with tips and tricks that actually work. Everything that we teach in our videos and everything that we teach in our course, it's what we do. It's what we do on this brand. We do the same exact principles. That's what has helped get this brand to where it is. And if you enjoyed this video and are interested in seeing more like this, then please like, subscribe, and leave a comment for me below. I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks.